So in the last session, we discussed about Windows automation, launching Windows applications, reading operations on it, performing writing operations, then some important Windows related operations and actions which are required in our day-to-day automation. So today we are moving to web automation. We'll be launching a web page. If you recall, in our recorder sessions, we were keeping the instance of the browser open in the background and then we were attaching to an existing instance. But in this session, we'll be launching it from the scratch. Then we'll be performing reading related operations, writing related operations. There are some important operations that have to be done, like for example, reading an HTML table, handling pagination and so forth. So that we will look into today, along with a few other topics. So to begin with web automation, I have a new desktop flow open named as web applications. So let's do the reading in one of the links that we had used earlier during the recording itself. And that was to read the values of an existing text box. And that's what we are going to do, but with the help of actions, not with the recorder. So to interact with any browser, at first I'll show you the supportable browsers in the browser automation list. New Internet Explorer, new Firefox window, new Chrome or new Edge. So if you remember, we had extensions also installed during the installation of PAD. So these are the widely used. I don't even think so Internet Explorer is used anymore. So the one from Edge, that is what we have been making use of. So the first action to interact with the web application is launch the whatever browser you're going to use, the instance for it, launch a new instance or attach to a running instance. We'll do a launch to a new instance and the URL we are talking about is this. Let's copy paste it there. And whether you want to keep the window maximized or minimized and so on. And this returns a browser type of instance, just as we have been using Excel instance, SQL connection instance. So likewise, we have browser instance type of variable. Next is, since we are going to read, so let's head on to the web data extraction category of actions. And we have two text boxes. So that's an UI element. So get details of an element on web page. Browser instance is automatically taken. The UI element is needed to be captured by us right now. I hover the mouse on the text box and wait for it to detect the element. And now I press Ctrl left click. I hover my mouse to verify whether that's the first name element. Yes. And we want the own text attribute out of it. You can even give its write read as well. So you can write some new property if you think, but it should be as per HTML format. So you have own text, title, source link, href. In case it's an anchor tag, you need the href or the link, hyperlink of it, whether you can check whether that exists or whether it's disabled or not. So all this is stored in the attribute value output variable. One parameter that is required in web automations I'll show in the launch new Microsoft Edge action, that is in the advanced section. So here there is a wait for page to load toggle. By default that is on. So it's better to keep this on so that this action will wait for the page to load entirely. Suppose it's slow, it will wait, and also you can give a timeout. And another thing is, if a pop-up dialog appears, then what to do with it? You can press a button, let's say OK, cancel, or close it, or do nothing. Right now our web page does not have any pop-up, so we will do nothing. Let's take a same action, and or perhaps we are just reading, so we'll check it out for one text box itself, just how to read the information. We just need to display it. attribute value is the output variable. And this time, since we are launching it from beginning, we'll keep it closed. And now I'm running the tool. Yeah, I think I can see a message box over here. Yeah, that's John. So it has rightly read the value. Launching application, reading operations, yeah, and writing related operation. So we are still in reading, and this time we will work with an HTML table. This is widely used in RPA use cases. I'll go ahead and add a new subflow. Or let's not create multiple browser instances. We'll make use of the same one. I'll disable this. So I have one browser instance. Okay. So this is a web page that has got a table, HTML table with a list of records. Scraping of tables from HTML tables from a web page is very much used in automation. I take the URL that has the HTML table and insert it into the launch new Microsoft Edge action. Here it is. So to interact with the web page, I'll have to first open the web page. I'll wait for the web page to fully load. Can still see a cross symbol, means it's still loading. So until then, let me show this web page. It consists of some hockey team names and it has got several records in a tabular format. What we are going to do is read or extract the entire table into our pad flow. To do that, there is an action under web data extraction section called as extract data from web page. Now, as soon as I drag it, I need to keep this window open for this action to work. So right now, if you can see, no data specified for extraction, but without closing the window, I need to go to the web page in question. I'll wait for a live web helper window to show up. There is the live web helper window that I have been waiting for. So I hover the mouse over different elements just to verify. Yeah, and the one that I need is the entire table. So I right click the first table header cell and click on extract entire HTML table. As soon as I do that, a preview of the extraction shows up in the live web helper window. And the note mentioned here is the extraction preview displays only the first 20 items of the table and not the entire table. And also a green dotted border of the entire table is shown, indicating what was being extracted by the live web helper. Now I click on finish. It will take me to the same action window that I had kept open, but this time it says extract HTML table records in the form of a 9-column table. So that column has that table has 9 columns. I click on save and it's time to run the flow and see our extraction. For that, I'll have to close the browser window because I'm running the flow from scratch and it's going to launch the browser window for this web page. Okay, so I have closed the browser window because we are going to launch it from the flow. Let's check it out in action by running the flow. The output variable in question is the data from web page. It's going to be a data table type of variable, and that's why we have been learning those variables at first. Let's launch the browser window. Waiting for the web page to load. Let me just go to the flow and see whether it has done some extraction. No, it's still running because the web page is loading and we have given that toggle on. This is a side-by-side view, and after the web page has finished loading, it has went on to the second action and it has finished the flow. Let's see. Let's go to the variable and I can see 25 rows and 9 columns into the data table. So as you can see here, this is a data table type of variable, and now we can make use of this data table and do whatever we want further down the line in the flow. So that was about extracting a full entire HTML data table. However, there are certain instances where we might not need the entire HTML table. We might need just a few columns of it. Let's see that. Now I double click this action, and while it is open, I go back to the web page. It's still reading the previous extraction. Okay, I will reset this so that whatever the entire HTML table I had captured will disappear, and we will start from scratch. So let's hover my mouse and let it identify the elements. There it is. Table data cell. I right click on it, and this time I just capture its value. As soon as I do that, I can see the value here. I hover my mouse on the second row of the same column, do the same right click, extract its element value, and as soon as I do that, this is a feature in Pad, it extracts the entire column of team name just by doing the same operation for 2 rows. This is a feature of Pad. Now I will do the same thing if I want the year column also. So right click on the first cell of the second column, wait for the context menu to open. This time the value is 1990, and rightly so. I'm doing the same thing for the second row, second column. Again 1990. Yeah, there it is. It has captured both these columns. Another feature I want to show you is if I click here, I can change this to a new name as per what I want, because I have extracted custom values from the table. I finish, and here you can see a form of a 2-column table. I save it, and let's run it to check the output. I'll close the window. I'll reset this so that 25 rows and 9 columns is cleared away from the previous run. Right click, run. It's launching the web page, waiting for it to load. This time it's faster. So the first action has been executed, means the page was loaded. There it is, 25 rows, and this time only 2 columns we had extracted, which were team and year, just like the name we had given. Okay, now we move forward. I'll show you one concept which is also very useful. I keep this window open. I go to the web page, wait for the live web helper. It is showing the dotted lines for the 2 columns that were extracted. This time we will see the advanced settings part of the live web helper. Okay. So here is the advanced settings button. Okay, the advanced settings window looks such as this. So here you can extract either in a table format, a list, hand-picked values, or just a single value. Right now it automatically picked up table, but you can customize it on your own also. And this is the base CSS selector, meaning cascading style sheet selector. So you need to know CSS for this, the path for that element. For example, TR means table row, It was the table row that we see in the background. And further, this is the root. So further down that we have table data, and equal to 0 means the first, that is the 0th column. Likewise, this is the table data, equal to 1 means the first column. You can add one more. You can copy paste this and make this as, let's say you want the third. If it starts from 0, then 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, that way, and it will pull up the own text of that particular column, whatever is there in the table at the background. You can even give a regular expression, and here there is a delete button if you don't need that. And that is what I wanted to show you about this advanced setting feature. There is one more thing called as paging, and that's what we are going to see now. Right now I don't make any changes and just cancel it. It will take me back to the same action. Let me show you the pagination of the website. If you are not aware of the concept of pagination or paging, as you might have seen in the Google search results, at the bottom 1, 2, 3, 4 pages are there. So here is the pagination. These many pages are there. Just for reducing the number of iterations, we will keep this to 100 so that 100 records per pages are shown, and our bot will finish soon. So now the pages have been reduced to 6 pages. Now what we will do is we will attach this to the already running instance in the background so that we don't have that page loading issue. We don't have to wait for a longer time. I'll copy this, attach to running instance, and by URL keep the same URL. Okay, so now we are going to see the pagination part. I double click this, go to the web page in question. So whenever we want to navigate to the next page, what we click is this button over here, this icon. Now I'm waiting for the web helper window to show up so that I can make use of that. Here it has automatically detected the first 2 columns captured from the previous action. There's the live web helper, and as I said, this is the button that I click when I want to navigate it to the next page. I right click on it, and there is a feature called as set element as pager. That is what I click. I tell pad that this is my next page element to navigate to the next page. And after I do that, when I go to the advanced settings, this time can you see the use paging toggle is automatically on, and it has captured the selector of that button that I just clicked, that I just set as a pager element. So I now click on OK and finish. It will bring me back to the same action. This time there is a red error over here. Enabled pagination. It asks us whether you want to capture only the first page, or I can add a number over here, only 2 pages from that pagination list of pages, or I remove this. I want all available list of all tables available in all the pages. So that's what I did. And one more action toggle over here to remember is send a physical click for the next page. So it will do a physical click on that pager element, that arrow, right hand side arrow that we saw. So let's click save, and let's reset this, and this time let's attach it to a running instance to make it a bit quick. I run from here and allow it to process. It will go to the web page. Keep a watch on the pager element at the bottom, the arrow. Did you see a yellow highlighted icon over there? That's done by the pad flow, and it has, the page is automatically refreshing to the second page in the pagination. There's the page load. Did you see? Once again it highlighted in yellow, and now it's going to the third page. Keep a watch on the address bar At the top here you can see page number. Here page number is equal to 3. So we are on the third page. Again a yellow highlight, page number 4, page number 5, page number 6 is the last one. And I should go back to my flow and check whether it's finished, because I didn't give any message box. There it is finished. Can you see 682 rows and 2 columns it has extracted from the web page using pagination? Isn't this a powerful concept? We have extracted the entire table. We have extracted only the required columns of the table. We have used pagination simply by right clicking and setting a pager element. So that is about web data extraction. Do we have a question? A powerful feature. Exactly right. Yeah. Let's see what do we have next. So HTML, pagination, writing related operations. Let's open a page that has got a sample application to write something to it. Okay, this is our web page in question. I'll remove these and do a fresh launch of the edge. Since we have opened that in the background, let's attach it to that instance. Now that you know that you can even launch it from the beginning. And we are doing write related operations. It's obviously browser automation, web form filling. We need to populate a text field. Browser instance is automatically picked up. Choose a UI element. I wait for the variable, the UI element picker. I hover, let it detect as a text box. Input text, I do a control left click. I'm back to the desired action. I hover my mouse to verify. Now, what was, nothing was written over there. Okay. So, let's type something and we won't click any submit button and we'll run it from here. Okay, perfect. We have written value to a web page element. By the way, one thing that struck to me while extracting the table of HTML, I go to the UI automation list of actions. So data extraction, there is a extract data from table, just like how you have extract the HTML part of the web page. So in Contoso invoicing application, if you remember the Windows application on the right hand side, there was a big table. You can make use of this action. You can try it on your own. You can use extract data from table and extract that entire table and see how it goes. Okay, so that was about writing to a text box, drop downs and other controls like checkboxes, drop down list options. Take the URL and paste it over here. And I'll remove this one. So which action should I use now? Let's hear it from you guys. We have the web page with this drop down, the select tag. Can I hear it from you? Which action should I use? Let me drag it. Browser instance is the same. UI element. Add a UI element. Wait for the UI element window. I hover my mouse on the drop down and do a control left click. me verify. Okay. And as you know, we can use names or indexes. So the last one was Audi. Okay, let's not click the button. For the button, there is press button on web page. Now we run it. Let me verify. The Volvo car is selected. So I right click and run from here. Let's change it to Audi. Yeah, there it is. So Audi has been selected and our flow has worked fine. Sounds good. Any questions related to the topics we went through? All right then. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye bye. Thank you. Bye.